Hello, Bell students. We are going to start today's video by being able to open our case, investigate the parts that are inside, and I'll help you put all the parts together. So I have my bells up on a chair so that you can see what I'm doing, but you can do this on the floor. You are going to need a good amount of floor space, so just make sure you have room to set up what you need to set up. If you get going here and you realize you need more space, just pause the video, rearrange what you need to do, and then come back in with us. Okay? So all of you have rolling cases. It's like a suitcase. There's probably an outside part of the case. Some of you, your folders fit in the outside of the case, but a lot of you, it doesn't. So a lot of you, when you open your case, the big part, you'll find your folder inside, and that's okay. So we want to unzip and open up. Now, we actually have more things in here than we need, so we'll talk about that in a second. Just so you guys know, if you have there might be a sticker in your case that says a dollar amount. This one happens to say $425. These are not cheap. These are expensive instruments. So while it might look like a fun thing to play with, it is not a toy. So you need to make sure that no one is touching this but you. Not your parents, not your siblings. We don't want our cats or dogs sleeping in the case, okay? This is just for you to keep super safe, okay? In the top of your lid, you probably have a drum pad. If we ever have lessons in school, you do not need to bring this. This does need to stay with the case because when you return it, you have to return the drum pad. We're not using this in 5th grade. So you can just leave it in the case, but don't lose it, don't write on it. It's for 6th grade if you're gonna play drums in 6th grade, okay? In the center of the case, you should have some metal pieces and a pair of mallets. These happen to, there's all different kinds. This is birch with black plastic. These are black birch with white plastic, okay? So as long as you have a set of mallets in your case, those stay in the middle part. You probably also have a pair of drumsticks. Same thing, we're not using drumsticks this year, but they have to stay with the instrument. So you can just leave them in there the whole year, that's fine. Okay, under the flap with all the smaller pieces, you have your keyboard. So your keyboard's tucked away right now. We're going to start with the hardware. Now, depending on what kind of bells you have, the way you put it together is a little different. So we're going to start with the base of the stand. Everyone's base is the same. And this is for any percussion equipment. So bells, snare drum, bass drum, cymbal stand, anything with a stand is going to set up the same way. So we want to learn how to do that together. So you have probably 2 metal pieces in your case. It's possible they're all still stuck together inside, but we're looking for the part in the center part of your case that has 3 feet because we need to build the tripod on the bottom. Okay, so find this piece. If you need to pause and dig around your case, that's fine. All right, and the first thing we're going to do is make sure the bottom screw, not this part, the screw on the bottom is loose. Now when I say loose, I mean loose but still attached. Not loose and it flew away and I can't find it, okay? So it's loose but still attached. I'm going to flip it over, grab the feet, and make a triangle. Now this is too much. That's not a triangle, right? That's like flat. We want it to be, I don't know, somewhere in between there, right? Like like a triangle. And once that's good, we need to tighten the screw on the bottom to hold it in the shape of a triangle. Now there's a lot of screwing parts that screw in on bells, so let's talk about screws. The way we know that we're doing a screw the right way is to the right, like your hand is making a circle, to the right is tight. And then you should do it until you can't turn it anymore. If we need to make something loose, we go to the left. Not loose so it flies away, just loose so it's moving, okay? But we want it tight because we're building. All right? So we have our tripod. And you should, if your pieces aren't separate, that's fine. But the next part is what's a little bit different on everybody's. So, assuming that you still have another part to put in, loosen this top screw. Same thing, not so it's like flying off, but it's got to be pretty loose. And I'm going to build this for you. I'll build it on the chair so you can see it. But you need to do it on the floor because that's where your bells are going to sit, on the floor. Okay, so we put this on the floor. You see it's on the chair, but now I'm going to put it on the floor so I could do it with you too. Okay, this is the part that's Could still be the same for everyone, but then it depends on the top of your instrument. So I'm looking at a pearl bell kit here, and there's one more piece. So get your other piece, whatever that might be, and it slides into your base. Now this one, I can tell, there's a plastic piece inside, I gotta wiggle it around to get it in. This is the part that makes the bells special for you, because it needs to go to your, where your belt is or where your pants pull up to. That's the height this needs to be. So this is why we all have our own. We set it to the right height. For me, this is too tall, right? Because my pants aren't up here. So I'm gonna push it down. And once I think I have it to the right height, I'm gonna tighten the screw where I pushed it into the tube, so that I have one big piece. I got the feet holding it up, and now this is to my height. Okay? So, once you have that done, you can pick up your keyboard out of your case. And this is the part that's going to be different for everyone. So, look at the